And there was a time I would not have left that building without having had 2 scoops with hot fudge.
With hot fudge. Well, a warm welcome to you all. This video is about why keto is hard. I'm JJ, I'm a life coach and I eat mostly meat.
I'm Eric, I'm a novelist and I eat mostly meat. And today we went to a family get-together and all of the deliciousness was on offer and I was good.
Yes, and by deliciousness, we actually mean they did fruit, they did a veggie platter, there was broccoli salad, there was lettuce salad.
There were buns.
There were buns. There was dessert. There was a cobbler and a Kringle.
And we didn't eat the buns, the Kringle, the cobbler, the nasty raw broccoli. That was easy to not eat.
That was easy to not eat.
I did have a few pieces of fruit, some melon and watermelon. Aside from that, I just ate the sausage.
Now this is something that I've gotten skilled at doing because I gave up gluten so long ago. So for me, going somewhere and not eating the food became normal for me. So I've had the skill developed a little more. For you, it was like revolutionary.
Yeah, because this would be one of those cases that even fairly recently, I would have said, oh, I've been good all week. I'll just have some of the off-plan food. But I went in just feeling like I didn't really want to because I didn't want to feel the consequences, which would have been digestive issues mostly. We got to talking about it, and the people we were having the meal with, some of them had done keto in the past. And then we realized, holy cow, it's so much harder to do keto than carnivore.
So much harder because you are having those foods that they had on the table for the most part. Maybe not the bun.
Yeah, not the Kringle.
And not the desserts, but the fruit, the broccoli salad, the lettuce salad. And it just blurs the line of what is food and what isn't food.
Because that broccoli was not being eaten raw. It was being dipped in
ranch.
Seed oils.
Yeah. Yes.
But if you're not eating carbs at all, it really makes it easy to comply because you just don't eat it. If I had gone in there with keto, I would have been having, okay, I get 20 grams of carbs, and I would have been trying to go, all right, how many carbs are in a piece of that Kringle?
Yeah.
And then I would have had a piece, and then I would have gone, well, I could probably get away with 30 grams of carbs. You know, some people, they can do 50, but if I go out of ketosis, you know, overnight I'll just go right back in. But that sugar monster would have absolutely laid claim to me.
Well, and I don't think you would have the consequences that we feel now. So if you're on keto and you're still eating those foods with the seed oils and the anti-nutrients and the ones that inflame your gut and inflame the brain, whatever, on keto, you may be less inflamed. Your digestion might be better, but I think for the most part, it's not at this level that we're at now.
Because when I was doing keto with success with weight loss, I was still having a lot of gut issues.
Yeah.
And so the consequence would have been, well, I just ate slightly off keto plan and I feel just as bad as I always do. Whereas when you're carnivore, if I eat too off plan, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
And so the consequence isn't worth the cheat.
Yeah. And for me too, even mood, I think, I didn't have the gut issues, yet I don't want a bad day if I can help it. And to be able to point and go, oh, yeah, that's right. I had that cobbler that was made. Yeah, I don't want the consequence.
Yeah. Another reason that I wasn't really tempted was I don't want to lose momentum because I've been doing really well. I've been feeling good.
Yeah.
Why would I give that up?
Yeah.
For probably 2 minutes worth of eating that same sausage on the bun. Maybe not even 2 minutes, the way that I would have devoured it. So, it just, the reward versus consequence equation just didn't pencil out.
This is after you've been a year on carnivore, though. Yeah. Like last summer, this might not have been the case. You might have...
Yeah, it might have been much harder for me to say no, especially having had a certain duration of success, I would have felt like I deserved a reward. Now it's like I feel if I really want those foods, they're there. They're always available at any time. I can go to a store and I could buy them and eat them. And it's not like this family get-together was my one chance. I just didn't feel that way. I just felt like this is actually a little bit dangerous. When I got there, I was like, no, it's not even dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not even hard. The premise is that keto can be, for some people, just harder because when you go into that situation and you're trying to eat on plan, the fact that you are allowed carbs just makes it riskier for that slippery slope mistake. Another part of it, though, was we had family with us, and we want to model our way of eating for others so that when they can see our results and then they go, yeah, they didn't eat the bun and they didn't eat any of the dessert. Those dots can be put into their minds. Now, whether they connect them or not, we have no control over that because we're not going to be that forward and tell people what to do and what not to do. But we just want to, again and again, exposure after exposure, allow them to see both our results, our radiant, vibrant strength and beauty, and also the way that we chose to eat so that they go, wait a minute, there might be something to that.
And I think that's a message that needs to be repeated. Again, not shoved down anyone's throat or in their face. This time I said, don't buy me the gluten-free bun.
Yeah, that's right.
And we both said, yeah, we're not doing carbs these days. Great, that's a one-time thing. But the next time, when we say the same thing, and the next time, and the next time, then I think it's going to start to really be like, wow, they're still looking good, they're still looking vibrant, and they're still doing it.
And they don't seem to even be really bothered by it.
Yes, we were not suffering at all.
No, not at all.
I had someone, not at this family event, it was a previous one, say, well, can't you go off your diet for this special event? In my head, I was thinking, this person doesn't understand that this is not a diet at this point, like a diet, like Weight Watchers, where you do it for a while and then you stop. It's just, it becomes a skill and a way of life.
Exactly.
I know there are a lot of people out there who have sustained keto for a long time. Technically, I'm ketovore.
Yeah.
But again, most of that food I consider off limits, off plan. And it just makes it easier in my brain to not have that confusion about what I can and can't eat.
The amount of on-plan food available wasn't endless. And so I didn't want to be like a pig and take all of the sausages.
Like we could have cleared out, he and I
Easily
could have
eaten all of
cleared
them.
the sausages when you're not eating anything
we
else.
could have eaten every last one of them. So when we left, we were like, that we weren't really quite satisfied. We stopped at Culver's, which is a fast food burger joint, but we got burger patties. And we sat down and we ate them and they were good.
Yes, they were.
My body was like, yeah, give me that beef. Then we were done and we're like, okay, good.
Good.
Moving on.
It's really odd, though, to be disconnecting food from these events. Again, it's a skill. And so at first it's a little tricky. And maybe it doesn't even happen, right? Last year, you would have eaten the bun.
Yeah.
Last year at the family event that we had, I ate the gluten-free bun. And as you go on, it does get easier.
Yeah, the amount of willpower you need to exert to make the decision to not have it is less and less and less.
Yeah.
It's weird that it works that way.
It's very odd.
But it does. So we go to Culver's. It's famous for its frozen custard. And when we were leaving, our daughter was with us, and I was like, oh, she might have wanted some of that. But it didn't even cross my mind to order some. And there was a time I would not have left that building without having had 2 scoops with hot fudge.
With hot fudge.
And
yes.
Just didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
So the habit trigger or the trigger of environment
Yes.
that triggers a behavior just wasn't even in place.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And this is fairly new.
Yeah, absolutely it's new. A family get-together is a sort of trigger, this kind of food with this kind of drink, like root beer or something. And they had a cooler full of soda, none of it diet. I looked at it and I was like, well, I'm obviously not going to have full sugar soda. So I drank water.
Yeah.
And I was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't suffer. I didn't feel deprived. I'm home now feeling like I've had a victory.
And I think that's the important piece that I've talked about too, is that you have to acknowledge that it's a victory. Look back.
And no one was offended.
No.
Not even slightly.
No, but this family too isn't, you've talked about my grandma in the past. This family wasn't hovering
No.
here, you didn't have this. So, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered in this case, yet it was nice that wasn't happening either. There was no food pushing.
Although the Kringle did come out of the house and onto the picnic table
Yes.
right in front of our noses, and it did not work.
No.
It did not lift off of that and into my face, which I'm sure would have tasted great.
So yay, score.
Feels good if you're doing carnivore or keto and you're able to navigate these things and resist the temptation. Is it because you're exerting a huge amount of willpower, or is it just not occur to you to eat those things anymore?